Hey guys, what's up? It's Monster903 here, bringing you guys a brand new YouTube video, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the GAMDIAS Aries gaming keyboard along with the Ourea Optical gaming mouse. I just want to start out the video by saying I'm not being paid for any of this. GAMDIAS and I were talking for a bit, and they sent me out a unit to review and give an honest opinion of. So that's what I'm going to do. Also, I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm pretty sure that whatever you're seeing in the background is going to be some horrible, videography coming out and stuff. I'm not really that good with the camera, and I was using my phone's camera, and I really had no lighting to work off of. So I hope I could do the keyboard justice that it deserves, if that makes sense. But yeah, other than that, let's get on with the review. Alright guys, so let's get on with the keyboard. So obviously you guys can see in the background that it is a backlit keyboard, which is really what's in nowadays. Whenever you see a setup video or something like that, you're always going to see a backlit keyboard on someone's setup. And the cool thing about the essential keyboard that GAMDIAS sent out to me is there's 3 different colors. We have red, green, yellow, and then you can also change it to pulsating between the 3 colors. So it will fade into red and then fade out, and then go to green, fade out, go to yellow, fade out. As you guys can see in the background, I'm pretty sure I recorded that. And there's another feature which is no backlight thing at all. Which, I mean, I wouldn't use personally, but it would be great for someone whose eyes start to strain after a while. And another thing about that is that there's 4 different brightness levels. So elaborating off the 4 different brightness levels, you can have it on super high, super low, low, and then high, I guess, or something like that. And that's pretty neat because if you want to keep the thing on but you don't want your eyes to start straining or anything like that, definitely lower it down. But yeah, so that's something I really like about this keyboard. And unlike many backlit keyboards, this keyboard and mouse combo are pretty inexpensive. I believe they're around 50 bucks or 40, maybe even 30. You can honestly look around on Amazon or even on their website. They have sales pretty often. And even their higher end keyboards, they're not that expensive compared to other brands like Razer and Corsair. The only downfall, well, one of the downfalls to this keyboard is that it's not mechanical, but to be honest, I feel like it's definitely something you might want to consider giving up when regarding the price difference compared to other brands. Alright guys, so that's enough with the keyboard. How about we move on to the mouse, and I'll probably come back to the keyboard later on in the video. So the first thing is that the mouse is fully programmable, and by that I mean that you can actually change the 2 buttons on the left and right side to whatever you actually want. Off the bat, I believe that the one on the left is actually to go back in your browser history by a page. So say you were on Twitter and then your previous page is Google. If you click on the left button, it will go back to Google on your history. Sometimes you can misclick, and that's kind of annoying, but that's how you can change the features. And the right button is actually to change the cursor or the spin wheel color. And while you're looking at it, you'll see that there are only a few solid colors, there's blue, pink, red, and all that stuff you guys can see in the background. But if you use the Hera software, which you can download off the GAMDIAS website, you can actually have way more flexibility with what the color is that you want. By being able to change the RGB sliders and stuff, pink, lower the red all the way down or the blue all the way up, stuff like that. And you'll have more flexibility with what color you actually want on your mouse. One more thing that I really like about the mouse is that you can actually adjust the weight of the mouse just in case it's too heavy for you or too light. And you can do that by actually spinning the bottom of the mouse, as you guys can see in the video. And there are 4 5-gram weights, so a total of 20 grams. And you can take out the weight and put it back in, and you can change it to your liking. Personally, I really like the mouse at 20 grams. It's not too heavy, not too light. It's honestly the perfect weight. So one more thing that the mouse has that the keyboard also has was a brightness level. I don't really think it's that necessary on the mouse compared to the keyboard because you don't really see the spin wheel that often since your fingers are probably covering it, kind of. But you can also change how bright the spin wheel is, and you can also have it pulsate if you want to, which is pretty neat. So let's get back onto the keyboard. Something I found fairly interesting that I don't think a lot of other keyboards have is a spillage protection design. And by that I mean, say you were drinking a Mountain Dew, for example, which is what a lot of gamers do, I guess, and maybe you dropped it when you were playing or something, and it spilt into your keyboard. Normally your backlight kind of features would get ruined, for example if you did it on a MacBook or something. But this keyboard actually has a design where the liquid will actually flow to the holes that are on the bottom of the keyboard and then flow out through there. And you mainly avoid damaging the keyboard, which you just paid money for, and you might just have to clean up your desk with a bounty towel or something. So honestly, it's a pretty nice feature that they have, which not a lot of other keyboards have, and I highly recommend, well, I can't really recommend it, but I highly think that other keyboards should really take this idea off of GAMDIAS because this is an amazing idea. Another thing that I really liked about this keyboard is that they have rubber stands which barely raise the keyboard, but it keeps it in place, which is perfect for a glass desk like my own. Before I didn't even notice that there were rubber stands, so my keyboard was kind of sliding around a lot on my desk, and that actually kind of started to annoy me. So I was like, oh wait, don't these things usually have like stands? So I checked, and they did, and the nice thing is that they have rubber like grommet kind of things on them. So that's pretty neat. Alright guys, so another thing I really enjoy about this keyboard is that it has like a built-in kind of cable management system. So essentially it has special grooves on the bottom which allow you to route your cable through. And Office keyboards also have this as well. I'm not sure if other gaming keyboards do, but essentially this is good if the cord that you have is too long and your like tower or PC tower or whatever is right next to your keyboard. So then you just have a unnecessarily long cable just chilling there, and you can make your setup look way better if you use a built-in cable management system. Alright guys, so one of the only things that so far I haven't really liked about the keyboard is that I hit the caps lock button way too often. It could be a me problem and it might not happen to you, but since I don't type out in home row, I'm pretty sure that's what's affecting it, I guess. But I also don't like, just peck at random keys and stuff. I actually type pretty properly. I just don't use the home row stuff. I don't rest my hands where they should be. So often when I'm using my pinky to hit the A button, I often find myself hitting the caps lock button, which I don't really catch on to for a bit because I'm usually just typing away and stuff like that. So then I look at my paper or whatever I am typing, and I see that half the things are capitalized and stuff like that. So I'll have to go and redo that. But I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll just grow accustomed to not hitting the caps lock button over time. Alright guys, so that really wraps it up for the review. I just want to say I did use this keyboard a lot. I didn't just use it for like a few days and then just give my review of it. I did use it for a week and a half, and in that week and a half I was finishing up my first semester at college, which means I was basically typing a paper out every day, doing homework and stuff on the computer, all that good stuff. So I did have a lot of time to actually use this keyboard how it should be used, and I also gamed with it here and there, but I didn't really have that much time to. But I did use it mainly as a kind of like a normal keyboard, and I really like it. It works pretty well, but from the times I did play Rocket League, Counter-Strike, and all that good stuff, I also liked it. It wasn't really hard to get used to at all. Obviously, when I was switching from my previous keyboard to this keyboard, I was kind of like confused on what I'm doing, and I feel like that's actually the wrong kind of words to use, but essentially I didn't get used to it right away, but after like a game or two of Rocket League or something, I was fine with the keyboard. So overall, I highly recommend you guys check out their products down below. They're pretty inexpensive, so I highly recommend buying them if you're on a budget or anything like that, and maybe buying something else later on. But personally, I really feel like GAMDIAS can compete with other companies such as Razer and Corsair. Over time, I'm pretty positive that GAMDIAS is going to get more exposure and stuff like that, and they're probably going to be one of those higher up companies soon too. So that really wraps up the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because I'm on my way to 7,000 subscribers, and all help is appreciated. But other than that, I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.